Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of the SquadCast. We are already at 10 episodes. Wow! I mean, we only do this once a month, but that's still cool. Anyway, hey guys. I hope you all are doing well. On this fine August evening, if you're listening to this in August. I'm Mattea here with Grace,
Hello.
Serena,
Hi.
and Mindy's back. Yeah, she hasn't been on in a while, so yay. All right, so now we're discussing chapter 102. And a lot of shit happens. So I'm not gonna bother with a summary because if you're watching this or listening to this, you probably already read the chapter. So let's get down to business. What did you guys think of the chapter?
I'm happy that this flashback is taking more than one chapter because that's kind of what I was suspecting when this whole flashback thing started. But no, we're actually taking a really deep dive, and I'm loving that.
Yeah,
because there's a lot to get through.
Yeah, it's been. There's already been 3 chapters, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a few more, like maybe 2 or 3 more, for this flashback sequence. Maybe more than that. I don't know how long Kato.
Probably at least enough to fill a whole volume, and maybe like 2 or 3 chapters of the next volume after that.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think she'll go like 2 volumes though.
Yeah.
True. Just fit in a volume 5.
I haven't checked in a while.
Maybe 4.
Maybe.
It's something around there. But it's like I'm sure it'll be. I doubt it'll be enough to fill 2 full volumes, but it might. It's like go far enough to get into 2 volumes, even if it's not like completely. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Grace, what do you think?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Well, overall, what did you think?
It was very informative.
Yes.
You got lots of information. You got some good information of stuff it's like on Shiro and stuff more, and it's like.
Yeah, definitely. There was
Section 13 is terrible.
There was a lot of focus on Shiro and Yuri, like their relationship.
Serena,
what did you think?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, you cut out, so I didn't hear you.
Oh.
I really did like the whole information kind of bit, but my favorite part was the simulation, how similar Shiro was towards Yukio, and then how Yuri was super similar to Rin.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Like they were very alternate, and it was very interesting seeing that. And then there was like a whole bunch of panels that when I was looking at Shiro, I felt like I was looking at Rin because he looked so much like Rin.
Okay. All right.
And it's disturbing, but and it makes me think that that he is 100% their father.
Yeah. I was about to go into that. So after reading this chapter, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that Shiro is their father. Like their actual dad. Not their adopted dad, their actual biological dad.
When we found out more, didn't we find out that the clone that was used to make Satan was named Goro a few chapters ago?
I mean, that's what it said, but you know that information could have been I don't know. It could have just been like.
See, the thing that goes with that is that was actually a conclusion. Bond came to. So we haven't actually got that 100% confirmed. We got shown a face, someone in it, like one of the water tube things, and then it's like from when Mephisto brought that up, and then you have Bond coming to his conclusion later on, which makes it piece together to seem like it's a fact, which Kato can still leave that open to be like, by the way, I tricked you. So
Fair.
it kind of leaves it open to be either way.
Yeah, no.
After Shiro turns to his fellow clone and is like, "Sup, Goro?" And Goro's like, "Well,
yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. It's
bring that name up again if it's not important, but then again, I guess it could just be tying back to that in another way. And also, they're clones. Like, I know we keep saying, yes, Shiro looks exactly like Rin. This is correct. However, he's a clone. Everybody in that batch of clones will look pretty much like Rin, wouldn't they?
I know, but here's the thing, though. There has to be a reason why they're focusing so much on Yuri and Shiro, like their relationship. There has to be. And it's not just the fact that Yuri might have entrusted her children to Shiro. It's I think, you know, with the similarities between Yukio and Shiro and Rin and Yuri, I think it might be because of, you know.
It's just their relationship is going to have to take a couple leaps and bounds forward for them to get to where we know that they lived together happily at one point. Because right now they have Shiro has no reason to like her.
Yeah.
Point, but
oh yeah, that's right. Was that confirmed that they were living together?
Living together by Shuro when she dropped in on the boys' room, and the Santa Claus was like, "Happy birthday, boys!"
Right.
I'm gonna give you a present.
I wasn't sure if Yuri was just visiting or not. I don't know.
On the whole Goro being brought up again, it keeps it more in making sure you can't figure out which is going to end up being the twins' father, in all honesty, is what it actually ends up doing. So I'm still kind of I'm just going to wait to see how it plays out before assuming which.
Yeah. I mean,
what you can really do as a fan of Blue Exorcist.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned in the last podcast, the fact that Shiro goes in for an experiment once a year, I think that ties into it in some way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said.
So,
yeah,
I mean, I guess it could be, I think it's a 50-50 chance of it being Goro or it being Shiro.
Mm-hmm.
Related.
There is that. I mean, like, there is the fact that it's 50-50, but I don't feel like it would be Goro either way.
Explain.
I mean, like, I know that the fact that Goro and Shiro are both the clones from, and they're supposed to be cloned for Lucifer and stuff like that, but I just don't feel like it would be Goro, because Goro's more, like, we've seen him again, but we were just given to the point where he's like, they're losing their sanity.
Yeah. I mean,
but we don't know what he's gonna be like when he's possessed, and all we know is whoever is the father is gonna get possessed, and that will probably unlock a whole different personality.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, personality. It'll just be Satan's personality.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we've only seen, which we have seen 2 times, like way at the beginning, and then the crazy Yukio stuff. Is that really all we have to go off of right now?
You mean
crap.
the Yukio, him, you know,
Goro's
almost killing himself, and then
Goro looks just like Shiro.
Yeah.
Clones.
No. That could kind of explain where everything ties in. Goro looks just like Shiro.
Because they're
probably catches Yuri off guard.
Because they're both clones.
Oh no!
Oh shoot! Because they're both clones.
No!
Sorry, it just processed in my brain right now, and I'm like, oh
You
my
are
God.
evil.
I'm not.
Satan seduces Yuri as Goro, who she thinks is Shiro. Is what you're trying to say?
No!
The fact that this probably may or may not have been consensual.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
what I've been saying all along. I'm saying maybe we don't know whether or not that she willingly slept with him or she was raped.
Yeah.
That's what.
Throw the credits in now. Throw the credits in now. We don't need to know this anymore. Go.
We're going to find out what happened, Serena.
Anyway. I'm sorry I brought that up, but I just it looked exactly like it, and that's the only way I could even see because it's so, and the way Satan pops up at the end, you could tell he's starting to get even more and more jealous of Yuri. Yuri paying attention to Shiro.
Satan's flames, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna get back into my whole serious mode. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in the whole parallel kind of thing. So I'm a big fan of Once Upon a Time, and there's twins in there, so we're gonna play the whole twin thing.
I know.
And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes,
the fact that Snow with David and James, and so I feel like once like Yuri gets in some sort of contact with Satan Guro, she's gonna be like, "Oh, you're not Shiro," because for me, when it comes to like twins, I'm very good at like telling each twin apart, especially with the fact that they're identical. So, I don't have any doubts that Yuri's gonna like mistaken Guro as Shiro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since she has I don't think she knows about the clones.
She does not.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't know that Shiro's a clone. Or about Section 13. I
feel like Shiro's once I feel like throughout the story, throughout the flashback that we're gonna get, I feel like once Yuri and Shiro start getting closer, I feel like Shiro's gonna explain everything to her.
Can't.
Yeah.
He can't. He has the contract.
Oh, that's
true.
Right.
Oh, right.
So, which is gonna lead into the freaking thing. Oh, God.
Well, there's a point where she could accidentally find out, and it kind of will loophole through the contracts. And Mephisto can't really do shit about that. So, if it's a loophole,
if she figures it out on her own, yeah, definitely.
And then Mephisto and Shiro can't hide that, and it's a loophole through the contract. So, either way, I feel like Shiro's gonna end up being the one explaining it with Mephisto's consent. I mean,
yeah,
that makes sense.
So there's gonna be a loophole. It's just like the theory of me, the theory that Bryn's gonna find a loophole in actually making some sort of contact with his mother.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. I mean, Rin had like throughout this whole arc, he has been slowly losing his shit over what's going on.
Oh yeah, this chapter was finally his breaking point of like, I'm done. I can't deal with this. I'm done.
But then
I'm out.
Wait, it's not over.
My question is the whole eye contact. The whole eye contact between Lucifer and Rin. It was like that moment, that brief moment. It was like, oh shit, he might know who I am.
Yep.
I think it's like, it's kind of... Demons seem to be able to sense other demons and how intimidating they each are. So it's like, Rin's done that plenty of times to demons and freaked them the heck out and they ran off running.
Yeah.
Basically. And it's that look, and it's like, I think this is Rin's first time having it done back to him.
Yeah, oh my god,
and it freaked him the heck out.
The fact that Lucifer looked at him and he freaked the fuck out and he's like, I've only seen this for once, but this time I looked
It
at
was
it.
not a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, even Mephisto was kind of looking, oh crap.
Like,
He's just like,
See?
like he's even like looked kind of nervous. It's like, and that's
yeah.
for Mephisto to be nervous. Oh, you know something's wrong.
Snoping the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I was like, nope.
Or
Yeah. I mean, it's. Yeah, I mean, the fact that Rin's finding out all this now, you know, that stuff that Bond and Lightning knew for many chapters, and the fact that the main character is just finding this out. It's just like. Yeah, go ahead.
I kind of like that though. I mean, I like really like that because he's learning. It's like, even though we knew certain stuff, all the really big stuff we're learning with Rin, and we're like having the same reaction as him. Like, I can't watch this. I don't know what to feel. I'm feeling. It's like the fact that Rin's able to kind of react with you, and you're just sitting there like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel that.
Yep. It's a mood. Rin is a mood throughout this whole series.
Yeah.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
And but he's like, oh, there's Mom again. Oh, she looks older now.
Yep. She's like, yeah.
Oh, Dad, he's not just this. He's terrible. Oh my God.
Yeah. Rin was actually seemed pretty disgusted with his dad.
But I think he understands too at the same time. But at the same time, it's like, how the frick does he become the man that I know?
Yeah.
Until he's kind of having the same reaction as us. How?
He's
not the same person.
We have seen Shiro in the past be a lot more, but that was like back in the Kyoto arc when he was meeting Bond's dad. But for some reason, because he was an old man, sort of older man at the time, it kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, he's seen a lot of shit, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just really bizarre seeing it as his younger self.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh no, you've always been this way.
Yeah, exactly.
But it all makes sense because what he's been through, he's literally a guinea pig. That's it. His entire existence. And I completely understand his hating everything and everyone in the world.
True.
But it's like also his drive to be like, I want to live.
Yeah, it's like
regardless of all that.
I want to be free of this place, and I want to kill every demon I see. Yeah, He has drive and determination. That's like basically why he's so skilled at what he does. So,
and even though it's like I was sad with the whole part with the green men, just I was thinking of Nee, and then they're sitting there hugging each other, and the next thing you know, he's like, boom, 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 I'm gonna kill you all, and I'm just like.
Well, Yuri's pretty much disgusted by it, so.
Yeah, but the big thing to remember, it's like I recalled it as I was reading it. Mephisto's whole thing about you can't yield to any demons.
Mm-hmm.
So him killing them like that, he can't. Put it quite simply, he can't show compassion towards them at all.
Yeah. By the way, on a side note, can I just say that Yuri's outfit is adorable?
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah.
What a great aesthetic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yuri always had such a cozy look.
Yeah, she has such a cute fashion sense.
Yuri's, and then don't forget about Jenny, the whole fact that Jenny could be Arthur.
Oh, yeah, we were gonna get to that. Right. Well, I know that Arthur was confirmed to be a clone, so that could be
borderline confirmed. It's like not 100%, but yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's just like
some throwaway line, like, I don't remember anything before age 15. It's like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But the one thing to take into consideration is Arthur's age, though, is where. 1 second.
Wouldn't line up so well with.
Yeah.
Yeah, his.
Shura's generation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's closer in age with like he's like 30, actually.
Yeah.
So he'd be too young at that point to be in the same group as Yuri and everything.
Well, it couldn't be entirely true unless Jenny somehow almost dies, and then she gets they try and save Jenny,
Or
makes
maybe that's
Jenny into Arthur, and Art becomes a child again, kind of thing.
Or maybe that's Arthur's mom.
Science!
Oh, Arthur's mom. Ooh.
Huh. Hi, I'm Arthur's mom.
I mean, there's a lot of possibilities here. I know we were, like, thinking that Arthur's probably Jenny. Like, that was him. And...
I think we're reading a little too much into a throwaway character.
Yeah,
probably.
I think we're also trying to find at least some LGBT representation in this manga.
We can only hope.
Yeah,
we're finding a lot of mental health representation. Let's not hope for too much else.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
True.
Could we rewind back to the beginning of the chapter? Because
yo, go ahead.
Yeah.
I know some people wanted to talk about I can't say this right.
Shemihaza?
Shemihaza.
So, okay.
That little smiling bastard.
Right. So
oh my gosh.
Shemihaza actually makes an appearance in the
Is
chapter.
It grandma or mom? I think it's her grandma, and I really hope it is, but I don't know. Once again,
Shammy's grandma.
All right.
Wait, I need to go look at that again. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's okay. Like page 4-ish. Well, there's a lot happening here that we haven't even touched on yet.
There's a lot that we need to cover. There was so much happening in this chapter.
I'm so excited about this part.
I'm trying to find it. Okay.
Sorry.
I found. Yeah, here we go. Wait. No, that's the wrong part. Hold on. I'm trying to find it.
It's like near the very. It's like right after Drac is introduced. The panel.
Yeah. Also, Drac. You know, the guy that not Arthur. Sorry, Lewin attacked. That's something to do with Section 13.
Yeah. Even though he's like years younger.
Yeah, he goes under a different name. Oh, but guess who is here? Right next to Shemihaza. It's Grigori man that comes to take Shemi.
Yeah, I was about to say this panel it pretty much confirms Shami's entire involvement with Shemihaza by the people that are next to Shemihaza.
Yes, that is 100%
right there.
Confirmed.
That is basically it. I've been on board with this since one panel way early on, so I'm sorry. Okay, I got that.
Yes, it is Grigori man that came to take Shami. Right there.
It looks similar.
Shemihaza. Wouldn't Shami maybe be the I don't, what is that? So okay, so we got the whole Grigori agency. So wouldn't maybe Shami is part of the Shemihaza in a way.
Well,
not saying that she's like reincarnated or anything like that.
No.
I'm just saying that it's her.
She's related by blood to Shemihaza, is what you're saying.
All I know, Jimmy's grandma had a big old bun, and it would fit in that costume.
All right. So this kind of
really what's holding it up.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fun topic because I posted my theory thing, like my big, huge, stupid thing on Tumblr a while back. And I brought up the fact of they talked about Shemihaza. It's like Mephisto basically brought up that Shemihaza, the other one I can't pronounce freaking name, the twin stars, and Zazel, or however you freaking pronounce that.
Zazel.
Yeah, thank you. Are crystallized. All right. I brought up in that the fact we don't know when they became crystallized and what time period, so there's always the possibility of the stuff of Shami because of that. Could be literally biologically related to Shemi. A direct descendant rather than clone or stuff and things like that.
Right.
Yeah, she might have been her body might have been crystallized. That might be an interesting. That's pretty interesting that Shami we might be seeing a little Shami before the whole fact that they make crystallize her.
Wait,
And that's probably
you mean that Shammy is older than she appears to be?
Yes.
No,
I'm referring to the fact that she was probably super young, before she was crystallized, which might throw Rin off because the fact that it's like years before he was born, and then the whole crystallization of her body is going to keep her body young, and most likely is going to do the whole losing the memory kind of thing.
So basically, Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yep. Yeah.
That's so. I hadn't even thought of that possibility.
Evil laughter. Ha ha ha.
But mine was more so. It's like there's a possibility that's actually Shemihaza with their host body.
Yeah.
Or there's the other possibility. It's like there's that one, or there's the other one where that is literally Shami's grandmother. It's like, which means it's a representative of Shemihaza rather than Shemihaza themselves.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like it can go either way from there. But this proves 100% that Mephisto has DNA to make clones. It's like all that stuff for Shemihaza. Yeah. If Shami is not a direct, like, first generation Nephilim of Shemihaza, if he has a DNA from Shemihaza not being crystallized and all that stuff, there is no reason he couldn't have done testing, couldn't have altered DNA from a child that was born. Not a clone, but a child that was born that's from the line and just enhanced the DNA to be first generation. Which is another thing.
There's so much theories that are like worth pretty much throwing out. Yeah. I'm gonna. I like your theory, but I'm also gonna stick towards the theory that we might be seeing Shami soon through these chapters.
Well,
yeah.
I'm ready for Rin to be like, oh my god, I'm in love with somebody older. I'm in love with an older lady.
As if that's ever mattered in manga ever.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
But I like to look like a 9-year-old kid.
Okay, where can I think of one relationship where I'm trying to think of the.
Hold up, I think I can do this too. Give me a second.
I like.
Hold on. I could do this.
Okay. Well,
figure out an instance where a young guy's fallen for an older girl, or vice versa.
I don't know.
I read so much manga. Give me a second. I will pull something out of my hat.
I mean, that's happened.
I'm not going to give an example because.
Well, yeah.
Only because I don't want to mention the thing.
Oh.
I'll mention the thing.
What?
Oh.
Thing.
Technically, Kirito is younger than Asuna in SAO.
But that's like by a year.
Yes, but you're talking about you said where the guy is young. You said where the guy is younger. Wasn't giving it a proper example.
That's of an age difference.
No, it's
guys,
not.
Give me a moment. I'm trying to think this through.
Okay. But while Serena thinks on that, so yeah, like, okay, she obviously if that is her real mother, either her mother or her father who is.
Oh, I got
one now. Okay, go.
Mavis and Zareth, or Natsu and Lucy.
Oh,
now bitches.
Another case of 5,000-year-old dragon, but I'm a little girl.
Oh yeah.
What I want to know is when the opposite happens. Okay, but hard mode, not a vampire. Go.
Well, Mavis was technically in a crystallization for 100 years.
Zareth was older.
Oh! Ichiya and Anna. I think her name's Anna, which is supposed to be
Lucy's ancestor of some sort. Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
That's true.
Anyway,
I didn't think about that one.
So, yes, moving on. So
yes, I got it.
So we still don't know who Shiami's father is. So
we don't.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
This basically confirms that Shemihaza is technically, it's like more than likely a girl.
Yeah,
that is interesting thing to know.
She doesn't have parents. She grew like a flower out of the ground. Her little bud.
She's a flower baby.
Well, yeah,
like
I mean,
Thumbelina.
I think Shiami does, like, she is human, but she's also not like fully human. So I think she was born the human way. So.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, unless it all has to do with cloning and stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I highly doubt that. I'm not going to say I highly doubt it unless it's like it was done after. The process would have had to be after Ren and Yuki were conceived, regardless, because she's younger.
Yes.
Unless
or is she?
Unless
it's like Serena's theory where she was crystallized.
Oh my god.
But I had a random thought recently on something.
Sure.
How Shiami uses her power with Ni.
Oh yeah.
You know how Rin uses the Coma Sword as like a door between Gehenna and Asya?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it kind of hit his heart. And he can't use more power than what's from that. And it's kind of that door between it because it makes it where it's possible for him to use it at all.
Well, now it's broken, so...
Yes. Okay, but you get my point.
Yeah.
If Shiami's a first generation Nephilim like Rin, she would technically, with regards to that, probably have a demon heart.
Mm-hmm.
She uses Ni a lot. Ni could kind of work the same way the Coma Sword works because technically he uses way more power than a Green Man probably should.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be her power, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Green Men are a lot of summoners for that matter. Though, to be fair, she uses her summon way better than Izumo does. Not that she uses it badly. We've just seen that Shiami just seems a little more OP.
Yeah, she's definitely a more powerful tamer than Izumo is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably because she has... It's not because she developed skills by herself.
Oh,
it's probably because of whatever she inherited from Shemihaza that gave her like this incredible power that she has. Because she is powerful.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. But more so, it's like what my point is basically, it is her power. Mm-hmm. It's just she can't. It's like technically like with Rin, where you can't use the full potential of it without the heart being out. Would be kind of similar like that.
By that argument, I would assume whatever Shiami's equivalent of the Coma Sword is hasn't been introduced yet.
True.
Yeah.
Like, if she is actually, I was gonna say actually Satan, but no, that actually applies to someone else. If she was actually demon, then I feel like there's gonna be a lot more coming.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be nice if it was something that's been established, but I don't think we have any like objects or MacGuffins that would make sense to be Shiami's Coma Sword at this point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying basically. Summary, it's like obviously not full potential, but it kind of would explain how she basically is using Ni to help her use it's like he's kind of a door between helping her use it a little bit more that she should be.
Yes.
Technically with the Green Man is what I'm saying. Not that he's necessarily 100% exactly like the Coma Sword.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, back to we haven't really talked about Lucifer.
Oh my gosh.
In this chapter. And now I love Blue Exorcist. I do a lot, but it borrows so much from Christianity, and it's very rare that it actually taps into anything actually Christian besides here's our demons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No one's ever mentioned God in the series once.
Oh yeah.
And that's fine. Except that Lucifer says, I will be rewarded for my suffering, which seems like a really random thing to say, but it also feels like the most Christian thing I've ever heard in this series to date.
Oh god.
I mean, it's not like
True.
Okay, yes, but yes, it's not like people don't believe in God in this series, because like there has been mention of like beliefs in like God. Or,
Has there?
Yeah. Well, Shira mentioned way back when Rin asked her if she was Shiro's disciple. She was like, "Oh, I've never prayed to God once in my life." So
True.
yeah.
Seems random considering how we've come to him over time.
Yeah, and then you know, obviously, like there's there's the whole, you know, with Bond's family, you know, his father being a priest, a Buddhist priest, you know, him praying to Buddha all the time, and you know, the fact that Bond did go in, stay with his father a lot and listen to him, you know, recite sutras. So
That's true.
The series implies that every religion is right.
Yeah.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that means that there is a Judeo-Christian God somewhere, except it seems weird that the twins were raised in a monastery and never really had a crisis on, like, oh, we're also Satan spawn.
Yeah.
That seems to be...
Also, it feels...
fine.
Also, I would like to know more as to how, or what made Shira want to become a priest.
I'm pretty sure it's just a front.
You're pretty sure it's just a front?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I don't think he actually gave a crap, especially with seeing how he acts.
Yeah.
Wear a cool coat, sweet.
Yep.
It's a perfect thing for him to... It's kind of the perfect cover-up, because you wouldn't expect to be a Catholic priest to be raising the sons of Satan.
Nope.
Sure.
Well, they're supposed to remain...
Now, I wonder...
Yeah.
All I was going to say is I can't think of a single priest in anime or manga who's actually a 100% good guy.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Probably
right. FMA.
Oh, yeah.
FMA.
Yep.
There's
Fate Zero.
There's Chrono Crusade.
Yeah.
I lost Soul Eater.
Yeah, Kire from Fate Zero. I just remembered. And what the hell?
Wolfwood from Trigun's all right, but he's not. He's more of a neutral than a. He's trying to be good, but he does kill a lot of people.
Father Cornello. That's what the guy's name was from.
Oh yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah.
I hated him.
Yeah, he was fucking terrible. I'm glad he died.
Nothing's worse than Tucker.
Show Tucker.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
He wasn't a priest. You're thinking of Anderson.
No, I wasn't thinking of priest. I was just thinking of the fact that it's like nothing's worse than It's like I can't think of many characters that are worse than Tucker in freaking Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah, he was the worst. Well, let's just
one of the worst.
You know, let's give Shira the benefit of the doubt. At least he didn't perform alchemy on his kids.
I mean, was that an option?
I don't know.
Anyway. God, this is terrible already.
Anyway, let's get back on topic.
Shiro might not have been a good guy originally, but he good guy later.
Yeah, I mean, it was very. I think we obviously knew from the start that Shiro wasn't always a good person. So
Kato literally told us.
yeah, even when he was older, he was kind of a dick.
Yeah, it's like, but Kato literally said, it's like, I'm gonna show you. It's like basically you have to go through how he was before and the fact that he actually was not a good person to get to the good father and person he was in chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, because you're showed how amazing it's like how different he is and that he's a good person and all that, and just a pretty. It's like obviously to Rin, it's like it's debatable with everybody on the Yukio thing that he becomes a good father. It's just you got to go through everything to understand how he gets there.
I mean, if he didn't sacrifice himself, Rin probably wouldn't be alive right now.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it's I guess we're going back to the whole: is he the father? Is he Satan? Well, he only got possessed as easily as he did by Satan was because he is a clone, and I feel like it's good that they've kind of established that, because it kind of explains why Satan hasn't popped up randomly throughout the series.
Mm-hmm.
One of the criticisms I've heard of the series is there really is no persistent looming villain of any kind. It's just kind of fighting mini bosses, and even the Illuminati have been kind of very distant right up until recently.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, it was like, who did we have before that? A Maimon?
True.
Yeah. I mean, the Impure King wasn't really that much of a villain.
It's mostly big character development.
Well, it was Todo.
And that's great.
It was Todo more or
establishment
less during that arc who was the villain, and he's probably gonna be come back into the story, especially because of the relation to Boss Lady now, because we know that she's Todo as well.
I mean, in Blue Exorcist's defense, it's like when it comes to the whole villain thing, Fullmetal Alchemist, even though you do get an established villain and everything by a certain point, it was mostly just a homunculus for the longest time before you learned about Father and all the different stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of had the whole thing where it slowly established who the main villains are. It's like you had villains, but you didn't realize they were all connected till way later on.
Yeah.
Which is
as long as it's not like Naruto, where we find out this person being controlled by this person, and controlled by this person, and controlled by this person, who's actually controlled by an evil space god.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go that way.
I don't think so
I
either.
think it's more going. It's going the FMA route, where it's like once it's all put together, like once it's completely ended and everything's going to piece back together and make complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta go through it slowly to get there. The payoff's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
True.
Just like back at the beginning, like Yukio made a whole big thing of like, oh, Shiro only got possessed by Satan because you broke his heart, Rin. And I'm wondering now how true exactly that is.
I think partially true.
Mm-hmm.
He had to have been doing a lot to make sure he didn't get possessed, made himself strong enough to keep from getting possessed.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure what Rin did actually majorly contribute, gave him a moment of weakness.
Yeah.
To where, and it's like you said, it's like him being clone made it where it's easier for him to get possessed.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things that they've seen is that demons look for people who are prey
broken
on people who are like in a state of vulnerability. So that's how Shiro felt when Rin basically just told him to not be in his life anymore. So
I bet that was shocking for Shiro too, especially with how he used to be. The fact it's like in that moment he realized probably it's like not that it took that long for him to realize how much he cares,
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's the fact of, I don't think he realized how much it would hurt Rin saying, "Stop pretending to be my father."
Right.
Oh man.
After how he used to be, something like that hit him so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because without knowing it, all of a sudden, he genuinely cared about these kids.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, there was something that obviously compelled him to raise them. But if you guys remember in the anime, in the filler arc, when, the scene when Yuri dies, what makes Shiro want to raise the twins is because Rin laughs at him. So
we don't talk about filler here.
I know, but it's just like at this point I feel compelled to compare how they're handling the backstory. Well, how Kato's handling it here versus how it was handled in the anime, because that, for the longest time, that's pretty much all we had in terms of, even though we knew that it was not canon, that was all we had in terms of knowing what the backstory.
Knowing little things here and there, hopefully.
Could have been, especially because Kato
Has it ever been addressed?
What'd you say?
Just like, I'm just wondering, has it ever been addressed who designed Yuri? Was that Kato's design?
That was Kato. That was Kato.
It was Kato's design. She also designed.
It has it in the. 1 second.
She also designed Asshole Grandpa.
It's in the Blue Exorcist color Bible.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, she designed all those, and the filler, one filler girl that liked Bon.
Oh yeah.
Did she design her?
Yoshifune.
Yeah. Kato did all the designs for the filler characters, which obviously, as we found out with Yuri, that's not the filler design. That's just her flat-out design.
Yeah.
Except for differences.
I liked her design either way. So
it looked too good to be a filler character. In all honesty,
yes,
it looked too good to just be for filler.
Mm-hmm.
Even back then.
I mean, she made her look very pretty, so
very distinctive, and you could tell
there was she had some very unique features. Something
that was
it
way
was
too unique to just be filler.
It's apparent that she's their mother, so
true story.
What's the true story? What's the true story?
Yep.
What is the true?
I was asking you.
Kato knows.
Only Kato knows.
Oh,
only Kato knows. Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Until she finally tells all of us, and we're gonna sit there like Red being like.
Yeah, I mean, also, someone on the Blue Knight forum, and I can't remember who this was. I am sorry. Pointed this out. That scene where, when they are fighting the Ent and, Shiro and Yuri have that argument, and then Yuri tells him to stop shooting the demons. It made a lot more sense here than it did in the anime when he was just randomly shooting some demons, and then she's like, "Stop shooting them!" And then Sam was just like, "Stop doing it!" Yeah.
God.
It makes much more sense here, especially because we know more about Yuri. We know, like, we know more about her, and she's not stupid, like anime Yuri is. So.
Yeah, anime Yuri is kind of. To put it quite simply, I didn't like anime Yuri.
I hated anime Yuri.
It's like, and I don't go out of my way to hate characters, so that was a pretty big thing. I was very sad because I'm like, okay, even if she's filler, couldn't you have at least done a good job on her? Because she's Rin Yukio's mom.
The decisions she makes are so stupid.
It's terrible.
It's so stupid, and there's no explanation as to why she's like this. why she acts the way she does in the anime. No explanation.
Yeah, really right now.
Mainly because she has a thing for Satan. That's it.
Yep.
I showed her how to be a human. Yay!
Yep.
She left no impression on me from the anime except for how nonchalant she was when she was holding her infant baby boys and one was on fire.
She's like, yeah.
The one with freckles is Yukio and the one covered in blue flames is Min. It's like, wow, you are so okay with this.
And now I'm gonna die.
Whatsoever. And now I die. Goodbye.
Goodbye, I'm dead. Raise my children, thanks. Don't kill them, please.
Yep. And then all of a sudden, plot twist, she actually is alive in the manga.
Right, we discussed this last podcast.
I'm never gonna get back down on this.
Yep. Well, if it turns out she actually might be, if it turns out that she is alive, then we'll just
find out about first whether Yuri's alive or if Deku has a dad in My Hero Academia.
We'll find out.
Confirmed. It was sort of confirmed that we were gonna. It was already sort of confirmed over at San Diego Comic-Con that we will be seeing Deku's dad soon.
Is he dead in the manga?
He's gonna be introducing him in the series soon.
Or are his parents divorced or something? I don't remember.
It's never really
overseas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's usually the anime excuse. Working overseas.
Yep.
Hey, let's not forget about Katekyo Hitman Reborn. Unless you guys haven't watched it, then never mind.
Nope.
Is it done?
Nope.
Y'all are lame!
Sorry!
Sorry. I'm still
trying to catch up on most things.
Yeah, I'm still behind on My Hero Academia, like the anime. I haven't started season 3 yet.
I'm on season 3 finally.
It's great reading the manga and then as being caught up with the manga while everybody's watching the anime. It's like reading Game of Thrones and then watching everybody react to the TV show. It's great.
I'm just waiting until it finishes and then I'll watch.
I mean, I actually started reading My Hero Academia before there's actually an announcement for the anime, which is the funny thing about it, but I never stayed caught up.
I'm up to date.
It's good.
I'm an anime only.
With that.
Yeah, anyway. Going back to
Bleach and you watched only the anime and insist that Ichiruki's canon. Sorry, nothing. I don't have pent-up feelings about Bleach or anything.
So going back to
there's a good chance that they're gonna be he's gonna be continuing the series. So.
Well, I mean, if they gave Fairy Tail Guy a new series, they better give Kubo Burn the Witch.
Anyway,
this is our new podcast, manga series that start with B.
Boku no Hero Academia, Bleach, something.
Naruto.
Naruto.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
To the Baname podcast.
All right, let's move on. Let's go back to the topic.
Whoops.
No, that's okay. So, all right. What was I gonna say? Well, I like manga, Yuri.
Baby's on fire.
Same.
Oh yeah,
Same.
Baby's on fire. Yeah.
I love her.
Baby's on fire. I'm done.
But like, the part at the end with Satan showing up and everyone's just like, "Oh, it's Rinka." I'm like, "No, that's Satan," and then Ren's like, "No, that's Satan."
We're all like,
Is Rinka's been established as a type of fire demon before?
Basically, just a ball of fire that pops up and disappears.
He has blue flames.
But no.
I think Rinka literally just means bright fire.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
very creative.
Well, that's probably where Rin's name came from. So,
Yeah.
And the fact that Yuri called Shiro Yukio Toko, I think that's what she said. That's where Yukio's name came from. So, whether or not she named them or Shiro named them is
to be continued.
Yet to be determined. In the anime, she names them, but she doesn't explain why she named them that.
But now we know.
Yeah. It's basically, it's like that establishes that technically it's like Satan kind of existed, but he did not have an ego yet.
Oh yeah.
Is what it is. Mm-hmm. And no one, it's like it says they basically established also the fact that no one knew of Satan's existence and what to call him specifically and everything like that up until he actually, it's like until after like the Blue Knight and all that junk.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of shows the fact it's like that's what the blue ball is supposed to be him.
Mm-hmm.
He probably existed long before that. He just no one
anybody
knew.
have scans of the Blue Exorcist Jinro game?
Oh,
Does anyone have scans of it?
Oh, you mean the wolf game?
Yeah, the wolf game, because I know that they had a Satan card in there.
I don't.
And I think it was...
I have the art book.
Yeah,
and it has it.
The era art book.
And I scanned all of that, but I haven't gotten a chance to share everything because I'm still working on that. It's a long process.
The art book has illustration. It has the illustrations from the game, so I think all.
And I think it looks pretty much exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Version.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
The more
actually.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have that. It's like so I can.
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw a picture in the chat here.
Also, just noting here, I'm looking through, just like skimming through. Rin doesn't refer to Shiro as dad. He refers to him as Father Fujimoto.
Yeah, he does. Yep,
that's true. I wonder why that is.
Two together yet.
What'd you say?
He
doesn't seem to understand that possibility yet.
Yeah. But it's like, you know...
Knows who his mom is, that's it.
But I mean, it's not like, you know...
He's always done that, though.
Yeah.
Has he?
He's...
Uh-huh.
What?
He has occasionally said dad.
Yeah, but he mostly just calls him old man.
Old man, and he calls him Father Fujimoto. It's like he has like 3 different things he does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's interesting. But I mean, I felt like he was more or less just calling him dad after he died because of, you know, what happened. So.
No, he does do it more after he died.
Mm-hmm.
I think... be right back.
Okay, just mute your mic. But like, we're all muted actually. Here we go. But like, I don't know. It's interesting because you know, I never. Did he call him dad in like the last couple of chapters?
In the last couple of chapters, I know in the first chapter when Fujimoto dies, he calls him dad.
Mm-hmm.
I know he definitely 100% calls him dad there.
Mm-hmm.
Rin can be borderline. What is it? Sundari when it comes to Fujimoto. Borderline when it comes to Fujimoto specifically. Because I don't think he knows how to express his feelings about how much Fujimoto meant to him.
Yeah. Sorry for those who are listening, and I tried drinking some water and ended up choking on it.
Let's see. I'm pulling up chapter 1. Yeah, he said father in chapter 1.
I'm okay though.
At the end when Fujimoto died. But to most people, he says old man, or he does say Father Fujimoto for the most part.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty sure that's how it kind of goes. Yukio gets mad about him calling him old man.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes Rin will drop that, and then he'll say dad.
Yeah.
Or father and stuff like that. Sometimes he'll drop that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he notices he slips up, he's like, what? I didn't do that.
Yeah.
It's like he's done that a few times to Yukio. Like, wow, dad was really cool. It's like, what would you say? He's like, nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the thing. Rin kind of tries to act like he's cool when it comes to that area. And then he sometimes just flat out drops it. And then he says dad.
Yeah.
Or,
it's interesting.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, this relation, he does value the relationship he had with his father.
Yeah, it's like he definitely does.
Yeah, but I wonder, well, obviously he feels sympathetic about Shiro's situation. It's very obvious, you know, he says what a horrible way to grow up at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess once Shiro gets older, you know, I guess, you know, knowing Rin, I don't think he'll think of him any differently than he did before he started learning about all of this.
Oh, I don't think so either.
Yeah. You know, Rin is not the type of person to just... he's not the type of person that, you know, thinks of someone differently because of their past, because of, you know, what his past was like. So, and yeah, he accepts people for who they are now and what they're trying, like the person that they're trying to be, which, you know, a lot of people should learn to do in this day and age. You know, you guys with your drama and your milk, digging up old stuff and spilling tea and all that jazz. I mean, there's times when that's totally, you know, when someone's being problematic currently, but when someone has been in their past and has changed their ways, you don't do that. That's anyway, that's besides the point. Alright, so guess what happened? My internet went out while we were recording. And now I'm resorting to using my phone and connecting it to my computer so it could capture the audio from my phone to use for the podcast. And we lost Mindy, so there's that. But we have Grace and Serena back.
We were talking very inappropriate.
Yeah. Anyway.
We were talking about very inappropriate jokes about cheese.
Yes, I heard about that. So I'm gonna we'll just wrap up, and then I am probably gonna edit and upload this in the morning. I am way too tired to do it now.
Yep.
So anyway, what were we discussing before?
We were talking about Rin and Shiro.
Okay. All right. So yeah, like a lot of what Shiro's a lot of Shiro's traits, you could see that the way that Yukio handles things, definitely he's emulating Shiro, and it's more apparent when you see Shiro as a teenager than it is, you know, when you see him as an adult. Mm-hmm. Even though Yukio has spent all this time around Shiro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rin has a lot of similarities of Yuri.
Yeah.
Like, personality-wise, it's amazing. But something I really like that Yuri... not Yuri. Wow. Okay.
No,
Let
go
me
ahead.
start over that.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thing that I really like that Kato does. She makes sure to show that, yeah, when Shiro is younger, Yukio does have a lot of traits similar to him and everything. But when he's older and stuff, there's stuff that Rin's similar to him too.
Yeah.
So it's like both of them end up so much like their father. It's like, and it kind of goes back to Yukio's whole thing. Oh, Dad's good, Rin's good, I'm not. It's like he doesn't realize, no, you're like your dad, just not who he is currently.
Exactly.
Not him now.
Exactly.
You just don't realize it because you hate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can see too much of that. I did think of one negative thing. If Yukio, I could kind of see how if Yukio saw the past, it would have just made him worse, because then he'd realize, oh, Rin's just like our freaking mother, and here I am, nothing like her. I'm like our dad that I've all of a sudden hated because I found out he's a clone now. So it's like, great.
Yep.
I thought about that. I thought about that a little bit ago, because I'm like, oh God. Mephisto's right. There's no way Yukio could have went back there and it not turned out into a negative for him.
Exactly, yes.
He'd see the mother he always wanted and find out, oh, Rin's just like her.
You know what? After this arc, I would not be surprised if Rin tries to beat the shit out of Mephisto.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm just ready for the point where Rin's all like, oh, so Shiro is my blood-related pops.
Mm-hmm.
I said so many cruel-ass things to this old man. Ah! Eternally screaming.
Mm-hmm.
In all honesty, I think, regardless of theories, it's like of whether he is bio dad or it's Goro or not.
Yeah.
Ultimately, no matter what, the only father Rin has and ever will have, and who he considers his father, will be Shiro.
Yep.
Exactly.
And nothing he learns, it's like this kind of goes back to what me and Maddie were talking about earlier, how he'll never see Shiro differently and everything. And at the end of the day, that's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll never see him differently.
Yep.
He's Shiro. Even though a lot of his it's like the perfect father and image he had of Shiro would be shattered. Rin loves him so much and who he was.
Yep. Definitely.
It doesn't matter that he's learning all this. Mm-hmm. He is his father. His true father.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Like, in a way, I feel like once Yukio finds out that the truth, if Shiro is biologically their father, that's just gonna throw him off big time, because he's gonna be like, well, my father was an actual clone and he's my biological father, and that's just gonna throw.
Honestly, I feel like it'll frick Yukio up more than it would Rin.
Yeah.
Because Rin, it'd honestly be like, I mean, he'd be upset to know that all this time he didn't know.
Yeah.
But it's not like he'd view Shiro differently.
I mean...
Yeah. I feel like he's gonna more, like, acknowledge it, in a way that Yuri would acknowledge it.
Mm-hmm.
Considering he does act a lot like his mother.
Yeah. But, like, at the same time, you know, you see the reactions Rin is having right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really a lot for him to take in. So I'm not sure what that's ultimately gonna be like once once we get to that point, you know.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna have an extreme reaction. But at the end of the day, Shiro's Shiro, and that's how he's always gonna see Shiro.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I think that's what matters, even if he does have a reaction like, I can't believe I didn't know this. Why didn't he tell me? Mm-hmm. It's like it's like I've mentioned before, it's going to frick him up the fact that the last thing he said, I don't want you to, it's like, I want you. It's like stop pretending like you're my father.
Yes, exactly.
Thing.
That's gonna really just punch him in the throat.
It
punch
is.
him in the stomach, big time. He's just gonna be like,
he's gonna feel even more.
He
already has enough survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
He already has enough survivor's guilt from everything. That's just gonna add.
Yeah, that he acted the way he did.
That's true.
Yeah.
And, I'm still gonna stick to the theory that Yuri is alive, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would love that to be true because I love her so much, and that's purely without me taking into regard storytelling. It's from a completely selfish standpoint that I want her to be alive.
Yeah, same here. That's kind of what I want.
Logic be darned. Story be darned.
But you know what?
Okay, so back what I was saying, because Discord decided it wanted to update on me.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay.
It's the fact that if she is alive and if she is playing the part that she's undercover in the whole Illuminati kind of thing, I kind of want her to have that kind of motherly figure moment between Rin. Before something does end up happening.
That'd be so cool. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I feel like I want that moment to happen. Him finding out that his mother is actually alive and was never dead to begin with.
I just want there I just want there to be like some interaction between Rin and his mother, like at least some. Just from like Grace said, like a mostly selfish standpoint on my end, because it could affect the plot. So
I just want that moment between Yuri and Rin where Yuri's gonna does the whole motherly moment where she's all like, it's not your fault. None of this is your fault.
Yes, he needs that so much.
In the feels.
Yes. And I think that's his ultimate.
Yeah.
Even now, it's like I'm sure deep down with everything that's happened with Yukio, we know he's blaming himself more than anybody else.
Exactly.
He's not even blaming Yukio, he's blaming himself.
And there's moments that we still haven't seen like a full-on past moment with the boys being kids and all that kind of stuff. What if, since Shiro was in contact with Mephisto and all that kind of fun stuff while the boys were kids, what if he was passing along certain things to Yuri?
Yeah.
She was, in a way, she did get to see her children grow up, even though she couldn't see them.
Yeah.
Right. She might be if she is alive and she is undercover for the Illuminati, I feel like that she's undercover for the Illuminati to protect her children, to protect her sons, and if she's there and she does see Yukio, it's gonna be like, what the fuck, bro? Because
I didn't raise you to be this way. Oh wait, I didn't raise you, but you get my point.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to be this way.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. Like, basically, I'm just imagining it's just like, I'm here to protect from Lucifer, because Lucifer, I'm pretty sure before the boys were born that Lucifer wanted them, because their bodies are like what
they're their ideal vessel. They're what he wants.
Yes, exactly. And so I feel like Yuri's undercover for a reason, if she is alive.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Yeah.
So she was over there to protect them from Lucifer, but
yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
But
truth be told, I think Lucifer's planning to use Yukio as his vessel, and he's planning on giving Rin to Satan.
Yeah, I think ultimately what I see happening, and I've seen this used a lot in fanfiction, Not to say that this is a bad thing. But yeah, Satan. Imagine a Satan-possessed Rin. That's not good.
Yeah. No. No, not good at all.
But it is possible that could happen. So.
It is very possible it could happen.
Yeah.
I feel like that if it ever tries to happen or whatever, I feel like in the mindset that Shiro's gonna guide him in a way.
Yeah.
To like prevent that from happening.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Then we also have Shiami there, which is kind of our little.
Yeah, there's Shiami too.
Yes.
Shiami was able to
knock him out of it.
But yeah, as we
last
mentioned
time
earlier, that it does look like Shiami's story intertwines with Rin and Yukio's. So I think we will be seeing that happening, like that coming into play in the next chapter or so. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What I'm thinking about, it just randomly popped into my head or whatever. The moment between Lucifer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was the moment that Lucifer, figured out the whole.
Oh, okay.
And he said that he was going to purposely wait it out until he gets that ideal body.
Right.
And when he made eye contact with Rin, that gave him the idea that something more is coming in the future. And so I feel like Rin's purpose in the past kind of created the Illuminati of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, Rin, you already screwed up the past already. Well, technically you didn't, but and
I mean,
but technically he did it because it's like according to Mephisto, you can't actually affect it, but
no,
at the same time,
it paradox.
But time might work different for the Demon Kings.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that he's doing right now, I mean, he's out in the open, but nobody's really freaking cares. He's just, every time he's tried to interfere, Mephisto's like, no, don't do it. So I don't think Rin.
Yeah.
I think when Rin sees the moment that, I guess, Yuri is in distress or, like, about, when she's dying or something, he's gonna try his damnedest to save her. But, he's gonna realize, oh, wait, I can't do anything about this. Because it might prevent me from... It might prevent me from being born, and also might cause a lot of confusion, which is what Mephisto said.
Yeah. I mean, the way Mephisto put it, it doesn't sound like even if he did do that, he could actually prevent it from happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think anything he does in the past actually affects the real past.
Right.
From just the way Mephisto said it.
Yeah.
The way he made it makes it sound like you're basically looking in it. It's like you can be here and stuff like that. You can cause anything to go differently, but ultimately the past can't be changed, and you can't do anything that'll affect it.
Yes, exactly.
So, I feel like even though the past can't be changed or whatnot, there's gonna be that moment where Bryn's gonna find a loophole.
Exactly. I think that's what might happen in the next few chapters. Like, he's not just gonna be an observer at this point. He's gonna try and do something.
I think, like you pointed out, where he's gonna try and do something, then he kind of comes to that moment where, oh, there's nothing I can do. I think that'll be important because ultimately this is stuff that Rin doesn't want to see because he doesn't think he needs it. Ultimately, he needs to see all of it for the acceptance of it.
I think the more upsetting part about it is the people that he would confide in this type of situation are not around. Like, Yukio's gone, Shiemi's gone.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. Bon is around somewhere. Konokomaru went back to Kyoto. Izumo, we don't know where she is right now.
She was freaking the frick out.
But you know what?
she was.
I don't know how much help she would be anyway. You know.
Hey, Izumo is a good character. I like her.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I mean, she has helped Rin in the past, but it's like, I don't know how much help she would be here, but you know, it.
Yeah.
I think the people that he like, especially Shiemi, because you know when he was concerned about Yukio, he came to Shiemi for that.
I think he'd confide in the person he'd want to confide in. He's already thought about Shiemi once while he's been gone.
Yeah.
It's like the person he would.
Yeah.
Thing is Shiemi.
Yes.
Because he's already made it clear he's never doing that thing he did during the Kyoto arc again, where he closes himself off, and he's basically chosen Shiemi as that person he opens up to.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even if no one else, he's chosen her.
Yes. But yeah, I guess we'll find out more about all this next chapter. Do you guys have any other thing you wanted to cover before we end?
There's so much I want to say, but it's pretty much been said, and I just want it to happen already in front of me.
Is it more Yuri is alive theories?
That and the fact that they must be blood related, and I want to know everything.
Yeah.
My only thoughts is I can't wait to see how Shiemi's life and past completely intertwines with Rin and Yukio's, and for Rin to see it uncover in front of his eyes and be like, have that aha moment. This is why Shiemi couldn't tell me.
And then it'd be like,
and so when he comes back,
I think it's gonna transition into the next arc. So yeah.
So obviously he's gonna help her. It's like, and I like to imagine at the end of her arc, they're gonna have that moment where they kind of confide in each other about stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Because they both have so much crap going on right now, both of them. It's like, and it's all colliding and falling apart at the same time, and it's just like they really need each other during it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. I'm thinking of the fact that with Shiro, when he got possessed by Satan in the beginning of the series, I feel like that that wasn't his first time being possessed.
Yeah,
it's that wording that said where he's basically for the last 16 years he's resisted Satan and stuff like that.
Oh my god, you're right.
That wording is too specific.
Right, yeah. I literally forgot about that until you just mentioned it.
I feel like he was possessed. There was a moment between him with Yuri and in that moment.
You know what adds? Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah. No, go for it.
Yeah, you go first. I'll get back to my point after you're done.
Oh, but he possessed Shiro in a way. Shiro was still technically conscious, but I don't feel like he was more or less aware, finding out that that Yuri was impregnated with his body being possessed by Satan.
Mm-hmm.
So it still gives him the whole fact that he is still technically the biological father of the boys. And so with what Mephisto said, don't get possessed by don't get possessed by any sort of demons, or there's something you have to do for me kind of thing. And so what Mephisto in a way was trying to tell him is if you get possessed, you know you're gonna be my dog. You're gonna be my slave in a way until the day you die. So,
Yep.
Yuri gets pregnant. While he was possessed by Satan, he's gonna be like, oh, this is gonna build up the.
Okay. All right, we're back again. For the final time, my internet came back on. So, anyway, let's close this out. Yeah. So, what were you saying before, Serena, before that happened?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, the fact that Shiro got possessed before the boys were born, which broke the contract with Mephisto and him, and so basically him becoming a dog to Mephisto, and this would point out the fact that Yuri, when if she was alive, if she's alive, he purposely took Yuri and made sure that because there might be a reason why Yuri and Shiro couldn't be with each other anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And besides the fact that they're twins. And plus I feel like Mephisto needed Yuri's special abilities, special personality kind of thing.
Yeah.
To go undercover kind of thing. And so
yes.
It might, and so with what we were thinking is what Yukio, well, we thought that it was Shiro that said it, but it was Yukio that said it, said that Fujimoto was like trying to avoid Satan for 16 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually have the chapter up right now, and I can read exactly what was said.
Okay.
Which, this is Yukio talking. He said, Father Fujimoto was the only person in this world Satan could possess. He was always Satan's target, but for 15 years the strength of his spirit prevented the worst. Father Fujimoto was our strongest exorcist. There is no way he would have allowed Satan to enter him unless he was mortally wounded in his soul.
Yes.
So,
and then you have the part where he's like, did you say something to hurt him? But Yukio's the one that pointed it out. It's like, okay, he's the only one in this world that Satan could possess.
Yep.
That basically explaining the fact that if he was the only one that Satan was able to possess, that means that the fact that he was able to get possessed and impregnate Yuri with the twins.
Yes.
That leaves definitely that possibility wide open.
Yeah.
Hugely wide open.
Especially because it doesn't say he's never been possessed by Satan before.
Oh! Yes!
And the fact that it's 100% confirmed he can possess. That Satan can possess him.
Hell
that is confirmed.
Yes. Oh, God. All right. Well, that's a way to end the podcast on.
Hell yeah!
But yeah, basically, we'll go off in two things. Shiro's the father, and Shami is related to Shamihaza. Those are like the biggest things from the chapter I think we got out of. So we got out of the chapter.
And,
yes.
And Yuri's alive, 2K18.
Shamihaza, Shami.
Alright, so I think that ends the podcast now.
Just struggling.
Did you guys want to do some self-promo before we sign off?
The only thing I can think of, if you're interested, feel free to join in Sundays for making anything for British Shami on Sundays.
Yay!
That's it.
And Serena.
I will be making some Blue Exorcist charms based on the new chapters.
Yay!
And stuff like that.
Yay!
So, just keep an eye out for any of the designs either late this month or next month, because I'm so busy with myself. zine.
That's okay. All right.
Oh, and there's pre-orders available for that, my zine as well. That zine too. So, zine.
All right. As for me, I stream on Twitch. So check out my Twitch channel. I stream 3 to 4 times a week, and I stream Splatoon 2. So I've been like very obsessed with Splatoon 2. It's such a fun game. So it's basically taking over my life. Please check out my Twitch. It's twitch.tv/MateNyan. The link is in my... I'll put the link in the description if possible. If not, I'll just... It's linked to my Twitter. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm sorry about all the technical hiccups. But I'm gonna just edit this and upload it and call it a night. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next month for episode 11 to discuss chapter 103. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and leave a comment letting us know what you thought. Please don't leave any comments asking us where we got the chapter. Someone left a comment like that last time. It's just buy Shonen Jump. It's only 99 cents. I know if you're not outside of North America, it's kind of hard to do that, but like if you are, it's like just buy it, please. Just Google Viz Media Shonen Jump. It is probably the first link you'll see. Just click on it. It's there. Please support the official release. I don't want to have to... I don't want any illegal links to the chapter in the comments or anywhere. Please do not do that. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye!